Hello everybody, D Swift at Katmanzu, back with a little broadcast from Katmanzu. Thought I'd catch those crepe myrtles while they're in bloom. We got there, looks like a buzzard. All kinds of wildlife out here in beautiful Lake Texoma. On the land that I call Katmanzu. Of course my dogs want to bark right now, right when I hit play, huh? Ooh, buzzard. Couple of beautiful oaks here. This is where I'd hope to put a pole barn, maybe remove the boat arch tree that's to the left of the... Hold on just a second. Hey Coco, please stop. Got dogs over here trying to get their cameo in the movie here. This is the entrance over here to the property where this tree is down. The dogs are barking like there's someone on the driveway. I've got a long 400-foot driveway or so. So I was hoping to take out this boat arch tree right here so I could push back this way a little bit, the pole barn, and then maybe put a rec pond here. I think I could have a wetland up filter to the right of those crepe myrtles. Let's see if I can zoom a little bit here. There was the old road coming in when I first bought this property. That's how we drove in there. So there's a nice clearing there where the water could make its way through the forest look and would be very natural looking, and maybe stream that into a couple of falls here. Let's see if I can zoom out and have a nice rec pond. And I could even see maybe a skimmer cove going between these trees, and with a nice patio in there where you could sit in the shade and have a nice little piece of the water there. I was thinking about maybe even putting a fountainscape or something like that just for the sound of water under the trees there, to have that be a nice hangout spot. But, well, I think it would be neat if you had a big pond here with maybe a fall or maybe a wetland right there, or maybe just a spillway there starting a waterfall, which is more likely. And coming into the pond, boom, pole barn here with a full-length porch, right, is, you know, relatively close to the pond. Maybe a little destination rock to be able to feed some koi. Have the wetland upflow biological filter. I'm learning the lingo, guys. Bear with me. Coming through the trees here, and more falls, boom, 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 and landing also. So we could have, you know, maybe some jets in the middle moving the two currents from these two falls on the side down into this skimmer cove. Am I dreaming? Am I asking too much? Hey man, look, I want to do it right. I want it to be beautiful. I want big boulders. And I mean, look at the, look at this. Are you kidding? Okay, look at here. Let me walk back to where the wetland filter could be. Okay, so the edge of the house would be about, on the corner, be about where that tree is, you know, coming north and south. And then all this would just be open for whatever, okay? The crepe myrtles keep it to where we couldn't bring an upland filter through there. We could start one there, though. There could be that could definitely be a spot where a wetland can go, because there's a natural water bar there. I don't know if you can see that water bar on the other side there. So it gathers water and catches water from a long piece of property there. You see, let me see if you can see that. See this berm? See how it sinks down here? I mean, that's a natural water catch right there. So this could be an upland water filter start, or over here on this, which would be picturesque, although this is a road. It's not really used anymore except for on my buggy. But I mean, a wetland filter could be in here, coming out of the woods and looking beautiful. See, when I first drove onto this property, this is what it was like. Warm, and I drove in and I was like, huh? What? Wait a minute. Oh my God, this has got my name all over it. And I'm not sure what to do with this slope. There's just so much slope and so much perfection for a blank canvas for water features. Guys, this is it, man. Yeah, I'm broker than a joke. I do have 2 kidneys. Only had 1 beer my whole life, so 1 should be enough. Love your guys' work. Would love to be lucky enough to be chosen. This isn't even where I want to put my first project. In fact, this video is running long now. okay? Because I got to walk you to where, this will be one of the last projects. I want to bulldoze that house to the ground there, have a pavilion, and then see the basketball court here through the trees here. There's a big mound, a big old burn pile. I want to have a nice big lagoon there. Beautiful lagoon with fish in it, okay? Right in there where that mound is. And then bulldoze this house that probably gave me the cancer. Was given no value in '09 when I bought it. Wasn't able to make enough money to bulldoze it down and make the payments and everything, so I was able to, okay, please don't bark and kill me. Okay, so Labradoodle males being kept over here because the girls are in heat. I got some Kramer. So this is what I want to do. I want to build myself. I built this garage several years ago for that expensive mower. I want to basically imagine 4 of those clustered together. So a 40 by 40 with an upstairs flat, maybe out here have a downstairs too with some windows opening up to, this is what I hope to be a rec pond. Some falls into a rec pond. I wouldn't mind some falls coming from back there, landing in the rec pond. The deer come through. They come onto the property right there. I have bunnies and squirrels. Of course, my Labradoodles. This is a Labradoodle ranch. Labradoodles, not dude ranch. That's what I'm saying. And so you see the beauty here. And if I'm going to have a place up here on top with an upper deck looking down onto a, you know, a beautiful system here. Now, I don't know if this should have a negative edge or a intake cove, because I do like the idea of having fish. And it seems like the intake coves are really beneficial to them. You know, my gardens are up there. You can see the basketball court again through there. And there's the back of the property, you know. I hope to have water features all over this property someday, now that you guys have mastered the sustainability part of it. I was always a river guy. I bet I've got 60, 75 full days camping on the river. California, Arroyo Seco Gorge and Arroyo Seco River was my mainstay, but I've been all over the United States going to natural hot springs and rivers and waterfalls. It's always been a passion of mine, but creating a river, you know, isn't the easiest thing. And now that I've discovered you guys and realized how holistically and biologically sustainable you've created this circulation system that is duplicating nature. Now, I'm going to pan into the woods here. You can't really see much, but about 60 yards in, there's a waterfall. And it only runs for, you know, after big storms. So it's a storm up. But there's a creek coming around this side of the property. There's a creek that goes down that side of the property. This is the back of the Hogback Ridge over there. And then there's a creek that comes from the other side, and they meet back there in a convergence down, you know, obviously lower. But over here where the cave, my meditation cave, and the waterfall are, oh, Ed. Ed, you got to see this. It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The size of the boulders. It's just something I know you would appreciate, brother. I just know you would appreciate it. So this is a running long early submission tape. If I was lucky enough to be part of the contest for Aquascapes, the giveaway, the dream that you guys are offering up, which is just phenomenal. I want to show you before I get out of here. Let me show you this last little bit. I got to get my burn pile squared away here. I don't have the big tractors to do the work. My neighbors have backhoes. A tractor and an excavator, and I've never asked them once, and they've come over several times and helped out with stuff. They moved that big tree up there for me that had fallen. But look how beautiful this slope and hill is. See, I'm going to have my little place here up in the trees, like a tree house kind of thing. But I mean, I want water. Look at that slope. What I see in between these two evergreens. Now, see, there was 2 oaks here, and one was hit by lightning, and it was struck so loud and so hard, it sounded like a bomb went off. It was like 2 a.m, rainstorm. Blew my transformer. When I came out the next day, shards I mean, there were pieces, 200-pound pieces on the other side of this building. Blew them all the way across it. There were shards dug into the mud all over. Like if my dogs were anywhere near it, man, they would have just been booby trapped. But I got all that oak tree in that evergreen right there. So it can be used in a beautiful structure, you know, and it's already charged with that, you know, baptized by God thing. And, but I see right there having something start right there with some big boulders and coming out to I'm thinking a pondless waterfall probably, coming down and falling into something down here. But somewhere between that top 4-foot waterfall that I hope to have, that there's at least like a 2-foot pool, a small little 6x6 2-foot pool or something like that where you can get in and, you know, out of the heat and get in that stream and charge up with those negative ions. But anyway, I just wanted to show Katmanzu to Ed Blue, Greg Wittstock, Brian, Chris, Jaak Kaiju. That's my dream, guys. I've been out here since '09. Been using an outdoor shower and a camping toilet, waiting to bulldoze that house down, but haven't been able to do it yet because of this dream of being able to turn this into a piece of paradise where I could live the rest of my days. I think I got the cancer beat. Knock on wood. Of course, if it was that house that gave me the cancer, I don't mean I won't get it again if I can't get something built out here soon enough. But this is it, guys. This is where I hope to have a beautiful rec pond with a couple of spillways coming into it, some jets in the middle, pushing it, or however we need to do it, into something down here. Maybe a negative edge because of the slope. Hard to say. Well, and at 12 minutes on this video, it was supposed to be 5 minutes. Complete fail. So I'm going to have to make a new one for my actual submission if I'm lucky enough to get a submission, because I think it's a 3 to 5 minute video. But maybe I can get them to watch my video. I need to get their links and put it in the description so you can look at what these guys are doing all over the world. These guys are the Da Vinci's, the Picassos of outdoor water features. And what Greg has built and the team that the loyal team, the guys that love it, man. They love their job. They love nature is what it is. And they've been out and had those experiences in nature that you just want to duplicate. And as we get older, and me with all these doodles, I can't even leave the property for very long. But to be able to have, you know, my own little oasis here, to be able to swim, and a place for my dogs to have a play zone. And of course the deer that come here and all the wildlife that's here. I can imagine the birds coming in. It's going to be incredible. So never stop dreaming. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry about them rambling. I just wanted to share a little bit of Katmanzu and maybe a little bit more of my fat face, and give you a face behind the voice. Hope everybody's doing good. Peace and love.